A bomb beneath a car. A fireball outside Moscow. Another senior Russian military officer is dead. The front line may be in Ukraine, but the war is now hunting targets deep inside Russia itself. And as assassinations strike ever closer to the Kremlin, one question is growing louder. Who's next? A powerful explosion near Moscow has claimed the life of a senior Russian military official, marking the latest in a series of attacks targeting figures linked to Russia's war effort in Ukraine. The assassination is expected to raise fresh questions about security inside Russia and the reach of covert operations far from the battlefield. According to media reports, Colonel Damir Davydov, a senior officer in the Russian military, was killed in a car bombing in the city of Balashikha, east of Moscow, on June 10th. The independent Russian outlet Astra reported that an explosive device planted underneath a BMW detonated at approximately 5:30 in the morning as Davydov was driving near his home. Davydov, aged 57, headed the Russian military's artillery and missile ammunition supply directorate, a key logistics position responsible for overseeing the distribution of weapons and ammunition to Russia's armed forces. The Kremlin later confirmed that an explosion had taken place and stated that President Vladimir Putin had been informed of the incident. Speaking to reporters, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov declined to provide details about the investigation.
As you understand, information related to the ongoing investigation cannot be disclosed. This is, of course, a matter for our special services.
Security camera footage circulated by pro-Kremlin media appeared to show Davydov's vehicle bursting into flames before rolling into a parked car. According to the Telegram channel MASH, bystanders rushed to assist the driver and pulled him from the wreckage. However, he later died from his injuries. A witness who attempted to help Davydov told Astra that the colonel was still alive when he was removed from the vehicle.
All of his clothes were on fire. I put out the flames on his t-shirt and tore it off so it wouldn't burn his skin. Looking at him, it was clear he was unlikely to survive.
Ukraine has not commented on the incident. Without directly accusing Kiev of involvement, Russian lawmaker and retired General Vladimir Shamanov condemned the attack.
Such insolence should be met with the same.
Since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Ukrainian intelligence agencies have been linked to a number of operations targeting senior Russian military officers and Moscow-installed officials in occupied territories. Kyiv has accused many of those individuals of involvement in war crimes and military operations against Ukraine. The killing of Davydov is likely to intensify scrutiny of Russia's internal security apparatus, particularly given the location of the attack. The bombing reportedly took place less than a mile from the site where Lieutenant General Yaroslav Moskalyk, deputy head of the Russian Armed Forces Main Operations Directorate, was killed in a similar car bombing just over a year ago. The incident comes despite heightened security measures introduced for senior military and political figures following previous attacks. Russian state media also reported a separate security incident in Moscow on the same day. According to Russia's investigative committee, authorities detained 2 teenagers after uncovering what officials described as an attempted attack against an employee of a scientific industrial enterprise. Investigators allege that a teenage girl retrieved an explosive device from a dead drop on instructions from Ukrainian handlers before passing it to a teenage boy. Authorities said both suspects were detained before the device could be used. As investigations continue into the death of Colonel Damir Davydov, the latest attack highlights the growing security challenges facing Russia and the increasingly covert nature of a conflict that is extending far beyond the front lines in Ukraine. A police officer is dead after an explosion struck a patrol car near Savalovsky station in central Moscow in the early hours of February 24th. Russia's Interior Ministry confirmed that an unidentified individual approached a traffic police vehicle just after midnight and detonated a device, killing one officer on the spot and wounding 2 others. The dead officer was identified as 34-year-old Senior Police Lieutenant Denis Bratushchenko, who had served with the Moscow police since March 2019. Interior Minister Vladimir Kolokoltsev traveled to the scene personally.
Today at approximately 12:05 a.m., an unknown individual approached traffic police officers from the northeastern district of Moscow's Internal Affairs Directorate, who were patrolling in a service vehicle near Savelovsky Station Square. A detailed inspection of the crime scene and the analysis of footage from external surveillance cameras have established that the perpetrator died at the scene.
The identity and motive of the attacker remain unknown. Russia's investigative committee has launched a probe, but has named no suspects and offered no further details. The area around Savelovsky Station, one of Moscow's 10 major railway terminals, was cordoned off as bomb technicians combed the scene.
As a result of actions by the attacker, one traffic policeman sustained injuries incompatible with life and died at the scene of the incident. 2 police officers were taken to a city hospital, where they are being given medical assistance.
It was not the first attack of its kind. On December 24th, 2 traffic officers were killed in a near-identical incident in southern Moscow. Kiev later claimed responsibility, saying both men had fought in Ukraine and tortured Ukrainian prisoners of war. Days before that attack, Lieutenant General Fanil Savarov, head of the Russian General Staff's training department, was killed by an explosive placed under his parked car nearby. The incident also fell on the 4th anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and right after law enforcement facilities across Ukraine came under attack. A police building in Dnipro was struck, and a suspected terrorist attack in Lviv killed 1 officer and injured 25. Ukraine's national police chief had little doubt about who was responsible.
The enemy is deliberately trying to kill Ukrainian police officers who stand guard every day to protect the people and the state.
Whether February 24th's Moscow attack fits the pattern of Ukrainian intelligence operations inside Russian territory remains unconfirmed. But nearly 4 years into the war, the front line has clearly moved well beyond Ukraine.